Once upon a time, in the village of Ogunmola, there lived a strong and stubborn man named Tony. He was a skilled woodworker, known far and wide for carving the finest doors and furniture in the land. His hands were rough like the bark of an iroko tree, and his muscles were as firm as a warrior's. The villagers admired him, but they also shook their heads at his one great weakness, fishing. No matter the day, no matter the season, Tony would leave his tools behind and head to the Great Osun River, casting his net into the deep waters. But what troubled the elders most was that Tony fished even on Oran Day, the holy day when the people of Ogunmola gathered in the village square to give thanks to the spirits of their ancestors. It had been said for generations that the river was sacred on Oran Day, and no one dared to disturb its waters. Bad things will come to those who fish on Oran Day, the old women would whisper, clucking their tongues. The oldest of them, Maman Kim, who had seen nearly 100 harvests, shook her head each time she heard of Tony's defiance. When I was a little girl, my mother warned us never to fish on Oran Day. She told the women as they pounded yam in their wooden mortars. The river mother lives in those waters, and she does not forgive easily. She leaves those who honor tradition in peace, but the stubborn ones, they bring trouble upon themselves. The young men laughed at the old stories. There is no such thing as bad luck, they said. Tony is strong. He has fished for years, and nothing has happened to him. And so, on one Oran Day, as the villagers gathered to offer kola nuts and palm wine to the ancestors, Tony sat by the riverbank, casting his fishing line into the silent waters. He had caught nothing all morning. Just as he was about to move to another spot, his line suddenly jerked, harder than ever before. Aha! Tony grinned, pulling with all his strength. The river churned, resisting him. He pulled and pulled, until at last, his catch burst out of the water. But it was no ordinary fish. The creature had the tail of a catfish, the head of an old hornbill, and wings like the great eagle. Its eyes burned like fire, and its scales shimmered in the sun. Tony staggered back in shock. He had never seen anything like it. Then, the creature began to sing. "Pick me up, Tony. Pick me up, Tony. Domininki head, Tony." The strange words danced in his ears, twisting his thoughts like a whirlwind. As if in a dream, he obeyed, lifting the creature and carrying it home. The village boys, who had skipped the Oran Day gathering to follow him, whispered among themselves in awe. At home, the fish sang again. "Clean me up and cook me, Tony. Clean me up and cook me, Tony. Domininki head, Tony." Still trapped in the spell, Tony obeyed, gutting and cooking the creature. The aroma filled the air, drawing more villagers who had just finished their prayers. Their eyes widened as they saw the fish, still singing even as it lay on the fire. "Tony, stop this madness," the elders cried. "Throw that thing back into the river before it is too late." But Tony did not hear them. He took the roasted fish and ate every last bite, even though it tasted like dust and metal at his mouth. The moment he swallowed the final piece, a terrible thing happened. Tony's body began to swell. His skin stretched and cracked. His bones groaned like an old tree in the wind. The villagers screamed as he grew bigger and bigger, until, with a loud boom, he exploded into a storm of blood, bone, and fire. From the remains of his body, the river mother stepped out, her skin glistening like wet stone, her eyes dark as the river at night. The villagers fell to their knees, trembling. The river mother walked past them without a word, her feet silent against the earth. As she reached the bank of the Osun River, she turned her head slightly and sang once more. "Do not fish on Oran Day, Tony. Do not fish on Oran Day, Tony. Domininki head, Tony." Then, she stepped into the water and disappeared beneath its surface, never to be seen again. From that day forward, not a single soul in Ogunmola dared to fish on Oran Day. When the holy day arrived, every man, woman, and child gathered early in the village square, their hands folded in prayer, their hearts filled with fear and reverence. Because it was bad luck to fish on Oran Day. Everyone in Ogunmola knew that,